Is there any other names that you go by? What's your real name? My arms and my legs.
Yeah.
Pins and needles. Pins and needles right now. My eyes are already watering.
Alright, whoever is coming...
Ooh, that gave me chills. Ooh, it sounded like a man just went to hell. That gave me instant chills. Oh,
What's your real name?
All right, Steve, so we are back at your paranormal museum, the Archive of the Afterlife.
Yeah, it's, the previous investigation really, brought forth a lot of interesting evidence for us, I think. Your left or right, I don't know how much light or that.
Whoa. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Ooh, sorry, that was my knee.
It was a disembodied voice.
It was a laugh.
It was a woman.
It went...
Yeah, it was pretty crazy with Hope, the demonic doll, how she moved, and we caught a lot of intelligent responses through the spirit box.
Can you move Hope? Just like you did for them a couple of years ago? There's a cross on the wall beside your case. Does that upset you? Yes.
Yes.
he just said yes.
Oh, crap.
I know I personally did not anticipate anything of that magnitude happening whatsoever.
And we're hoping that we can get something similar tonight, but we're back with a different doll.
Right.
A doll that actually you believe, and many people believe, holds that exact same negative energy. So tonight we're here to investigate the Betsy Bell doll. And as we're sitting here, getting ready to discuss the history and the legend behind this doll, Dave is actually on his way upstairs to the room where Betsy normally resides. And he's gonna take a camera up there with him to go and retrieve the doll.
All right, guys, Dave here. We are getting ready to... I just heard something upstairs. All right, guys, Dave here. We are getting ready to... I just heard something upstairs. Dave here, getting ready to head upstairs and do a solo with the Betsy Bell doll while Ryan and Steve do an interview. And I'm just gonna kind of see what happens, see if I can make any communication with Betsy or maybe whatever entity is attached to her.
And bring her down here, away from the other negative relics that you have up there, so that we have as little contamination as possible. But we wanted to document his journey, going up to get the doll and coming back down to see if any paranormal activity occurs while he's doing it.
And I really think it's a good idea.
It is hotter than Hades up here, so.
We're taking her out of the cesspool of negativity in that room. And I've had people on my day tours and night tours, and you guys especially when we went through, the majority, I think we can agree that most of the museum feels pretty comfortable. You do have your areas where the energy is a little bit heavier, but once you cross the threshold into that room, entirely different atmosphere.
You may recognize her from last time. And I'm just going to close this. Just for good measure. So I have the ability to not hear them.
But let's talk a little bit about Betsy Bell. Where did she come from? How did you acquire her? And what actually happened?
I received the Betsy Bell doll. It's been at least 3 to 4 years ago. And it was during one of my small paracons that I used to do at the former location of the archive. And a man named Curtis Lee had contacted me prior and was wanting to donate a doll that he had acquired during one of his investigations. And he just showed up. He drove all the way from Staunton, Virginia, and walked up to me as I was doing a presentation during the Paracon. I'm thinking, okay, who's this guy and what's in this box?
All right, to any of the spirits that are in here, I've given you a way to communicate with me through this box. Are you attached to the Betsy Belle doll? Tell me your name.
So
You know.
he really wanted to get rid of it?
Yeah, like I said, he drove all the way from Virginia in one day just to give me this doll, which he named the Betsy Belle doll. And yes, it's basically based off of the two daughters that are linked to, I guess, the Bell Witch legend, down his way. So it's an interesting doll. Many reports of being watched, being uncomfortable around the doll. Was reported when he got the doll and after I've had the doll with some of my guests.
I'm wanting to speak directly to the entity attached to the Betsy Belle doll. Come out and speak with me. I know you're here. I've got cold chills. Somebody's here. I can feel it. Tell me your name.
Since you've had the doll, what sort of evidence or names have come forth?
Well, first of all, there was one name that he relayed to me that he documented during an EVP session, and that was Beelzebub. And yeah, it sounds crazy, far-fetched, however you want to look at it, but that's one name that he did convey to me that he documented through EVP.
For those people that don't know, the name Beelzebub is actually a part of Christian theology. It is believed that Beelzebub is one of the 7 princes of hell, and they sometimes refer to him as the Lord of the Flies. And in a lot of demonic cases, a lot of demonic hauntings, the name has been known to come up.
Come on out now and talk. Push the door open. Push that door open behind me. I just heard a male voice come through. I think it said hi. Did you just say hi to me? I'm here for you. I want to talk to you. Tell me your name. I think it just said go home. You tell me to go home?
With Betsy, since we moved here to the new location, has been reported to have her eyes move, following people, and even physical touch. Now, one particular time that was, it like something went across my hand.
Just now?
Yeah, like here and then here at the same time.
Really? Just
weird.
now?
Yeah, it's like something just brushed my hair, like the hair on my arm here,
Right.
and then right here on my calf at the same time.
That's really
That
weird.
was, I was just getting ready to talk about this one particular time. It was just last week. This lady had been over to read the information about the Betsy Belle doll. I have a little readout for her, and as she was been over reading this, something pushed on her purse to the point where it moved her backwards a little bit to where she felt uncomfortable, and she actually left the room right then and there and came all the way down here to tell me about it here in the main foyer.
Or do you want to go home? Come on, talk to me. Is there a specific item in here that scares you? That keeps you from talking? Is there an entity in here that has power over everybody else? I heard that. It said me or yes or... I definitely heard that. What if I take this doll and burn it? What if I burn this doll? I heard do it. You want me to burn this doll? What if I burn this doll? I heard do it. I'm gonna take her downstairs. I'm taking her with me.
And I think with the Betsy Bell doll, until Hope got here, Betsy is still, but was probably one of the most negatively charged items, relics, if you will, that I have in my collection.
Okay. I've turned the S box off. I have the Betsy Bell doll packed up. I'm going to take her downstairs where the other guys are, and we're going to continue our investigation down there. So let me get the door open here. All right. I am taking Betsy Bell, and we are headed downstairs.
So actually, I think Dave's coming down the stairs now with the doll, and I think it's about time for us to set her up. And we're gonna start the evening with our classic abandonment technique. We're gonna leave cameras set up on Betsy to see if anything unexplained happens, and see if we can capture anything paranormal. So you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Betsy Bell, give us your worst. Abandonment, a tradition we started performing on almost every single investigation 9 years ago. A technique to satisfy our burning curiosity for what paranormal activity occurs in haunted locations when the building is completely empty. In this case, will Betsy Bell come out to play when she or whatever is attached to the doll is alone in a room wired with cameras covering almost every possible angle? After every bit of this footage was reviewed in detail, we discovered that there was no unexplained noises, footsteps, or knocking, and Betsy Bell didn't move, talk, walk, or sing. The only unexplained occurrence that took place was centered around our EDI plus meter. About 5.5 minutes after we left, the yellow light on the meter began to flash, signaling a change in the air pressure. But everything was still quiet. 22 minutes after that, the yellow light flashed again, signaling another change in the air pressure. But this time it was accompanied by the blue temperature light, signaling a drop in temperature. Now is where things get a little weird. Seconds later, the light flashed again, but this time, as you'll see, the yellow air pressure light, the blue temperature light, and the red temperature light flash sporadically. Keep your eyes on the digital temperature display, and you'll see why. Did you see it? No? Let's slow it down then. For one single video frame, which is 1/30th of a second, the temperature spikes by 4 degrees to 79.2 degrees Fahrenheit. But in the next video frame, it returns to the base temperature. A few seconds later, it spikes again to the exact same temperature of 79.2 degrees Fahrenheit. But this time, it happens so quickly, the digital display on the meter can't keep up. It was those two sudden spikes in temperature that caused the EDI plus meter to flash all 3 lights as it attempted to keep up with the temperature change. And guess what? 20 seconds later, The temperature and air pressure lights flashed again, but this time in a much more organized manner. But again for 1/30th of a second, 79.2 degrees. Exactly the same spike for exactly the same frame of time. Is this paranormal? We have no clue, but it is definitely odd.
Okay. It is sweeping.
So first things first. Do you like the name
It's a female voice there.
Betsy Bell?
Couldn't make it out.
Do you like the name Betsy Bell?
Yes.
So you do like the name Betsy Bell? Okay, Betsy Bell. Or whomever is attached to Betsy Bell. Move something that's in your box there.
No. There's like male voices coming through, but they're really soft and low.
Why won't you move something in your box?
It sounded like a man's voice just said, hope.
We're not here to talk to Hope right now. We're here to talk to Betsy Bell, or whoever's
It
attached.
sounded like a man's voice just said demon.
I have cold chills.
Very faintly, though.
It's my arms and my legs.
Yeah.
Pins and needles. Pins and needles right now. My eyes are already watering.
Alright, whoever is
Ooh,
coming.
that gave me chills. Ooh, it sounded like a man just went to hell. That gave me instant chills. Oh,
Yeah.
Pins and needles. Pins and needles right now. My eyes are already watering.
Alright, whomever we're speaking to, make the red light go off in the box.
him.
Make it go off now.
Does the name Curtis Lee mean anything to you? Surely you remember him.
Don't, I think it said.
Don't what?
Earlier I said that I was going to take the doll and burn it.
I couldn't make that one out.
We're going to burn this doll. Are you still here?
Yes. Or yeah.
So you are still here with us.
What's your real name? Come on.
I thought I just heard my name.
You said it at least twice before. Once when I heard it and once when Curtis Lee heard it. It's a rather chilling name. My eyes are watering really bad.
Yeah, there's definitely an energy in here. You need to come forward and speak to Ryan. He has a radio that you can use to communicate, and he will hear you. Now again, either tell us your name or move something in the box.
It sounded like a very distant man's voice, like there was even an echo to it, but it sounded like the man's voice said, "Anyone there?" Really distant and echoey, really weird.
Come on, you need to come out and speak with us. Tell us your name. What if we drop the doll off at a church?
Thought I just heard a man say Reaper or something like that.
Really? Come on, you need to come out and speak with us. Tell us your name. What if we drop the doll off at a church?
Thought I just heard a man say Reaper or something like that.
Really?
So you're saying you like to go to church then?
Sounded like he laughed.
So we're gonna take the doll, lock it in the box, and drop it off at the first church that we see.
I don't know what that was, but it sounded desperate. It sounded like a cry, like weeping.
Do you prefer Catholic, Baptist, Methodist?
Or if you don't want us to drop you off at a church, make that red light go off. Was that up above?
This is not. It's gonna be up this room here.
Okay. Was that up above?
There is a name that Curtis Lee told me that you identified yourself as. It's a rather intimidating name, I'll admit that. But why is it so hard to say it? What's your real name?
It's like the voices just stopped.
What's your real name?
Do you want to be set free from your attachment to the doll? If you do, light up that red light.
What the f? And then I just heard what through the spirit box. I just got a really big whiff of alcohol. Like strong whiff of alcohol. I mean, in my face burned my nostrils alcohol right here. Like someone put hand sanitizer on right here. And now it's just gone.
That's interesting.
Was that you?
Christian? It was a very deep male voice.
Are you?
There it is again. Now it's gone. That smell. I mean,
Were you an alcoholic? Did you have trouble with alcohol while you were alive?
did any of that make any sense?
Some of it.
Some of it didn't. I don't know where that smell of alcohol's coming from.
Yeah, that's where you're in the smell over here.
It just kept hitting me in the face. Overwhelming smell. I don't know, the voices that were pretty clear before have all gone away. Alright, so what we decided to do was set up the cameras. Steve's gonna stay in here by himself with the Betsy Belle doll. Over here is the pedal box, which is essentially, it literally is just a PSB7 spirit box, which you can see right here. It's a PSB7 spirit box that is run to an amplifier that is attached to pedals to filter out the sound of the sweeping, so all you will get, hopefully, is voices coming through. So we're gonna take off, and Dave and I are gonna head out front here, leave Steve and Betsy alone here for a little while.
A one-on-one time.
That's right. Best of luck, sir.
Get that
Appreciate
on,
it.
champ.
No. All right, Betsy. We're one-on-one now. I think we can be upfront and honest with each other. What do you think? Again, is your name Betsy? Betsy Belle? If so, can you say yes or no? The device over there with the blue light on it, it's a box. It's supposed to help our communication. Betsy, are you aware that the reason you're in... That was really weird. Is that you, Betsy? Never heard that sound before. The reason you're in... Whoever's attached to the doll, can you touch the doll with the device beside the doll? Would you please? Can you touch the doll with the device beside the doll? Would you please? There's a device here back in the back of the room. There's a device back there in the back of the room. Smack your hand off the shelf beside it. These are ways that I can tell that you're here with me. To whom I'm speaking with right now, are you even attached to the Betsy Belle doll? Yes or no? The whole night we've been trying to talk to whoever or whomever that might be attached to this doll here. And there's one name that has been reported to be linked, connected to this doll. And I've not yet said it tonight. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I've been trying to see if one of you would say it. Now the pins and needles start. Ryan said earlier that he heard the word demon. Is that what you are, and is your name, do you go by... I just felt a cold wind go across my face and my hands right now. What's your name? You were brought to me because you were causing trouble in Curtis Lee's life. You were donated because he felt that you were linked to a demonic spirit. Is that true, yes or no? Tired of dancing around questions. Answer the question, yes or no? Is your name Beelzebub? I don't appreciate you scaring and oppressing the people that come to visit us here at the museum. You still here or not? Not too much of anything.
While a few odd voices did come through the pedal box, Steve really couldn't get any definitive answers out of whatever spirit or entity is attached to the Betsy Belle doll. So now, it's time to take the doll back upstairs to be placed in its spot within the dark room. We haven't given up. We will attempt to make communication with someone up until the very end.
All right, so we are getting ready to end our session with Betsy. We did a couple of sessions with a few interesting results.
Yeah.
But it's not over until it's over. We still have to replace Betsy upstairs.
Back in the dark room.
Yeah, we still have to put her back in that room where she resides. So we're gonna go up, cameras rolling, to make sure we capture everything that happens. So, you ready to go ahead and put Betsy back upstairs, Steve?
Yeah, let's put her back in her place.
All right.
Oops, sorry. All right, Betsy. Hopefully, you're happy to be back where you belong.
Betsy, are you happy to be back in your place? If you are happy to be back there in that spot, can you give us a sign of your presence? Roll on that. I was gonna hear, so you can set that over there by her. We got the ghost tube rolling now. I'm gonna roll on the ghost tube for a few minutes to see if anything actually will speak through that. Betsy, we're not sure if you talked to us this evening, and we're not sure that you came out and spoke, or whatever's attached to the doll. We just refer to you as Betsy Belle, because that's what people have referred to you as. Go ahead and use that device beside you to talk and let us know what your name is.
Is there somebody in this room keeping you from speaking?
If so, who is it? Or maybe they will answer with their name.
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith?
That was random.
That was.
Blacksmith. Who's blacksmith?
What do you like to be called?
Please tell us your name.
Warm.
Yes, it is.
Very much.
What was that?
What was that?
Did you hear that?
I heard that. It was back in the closet, wasn't it?
No.
I don't know where it was.
Heard it from this side of my head.
Me too, but it sounded like it came from up. Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Very much.
What was that?
What was that?
Very much.
What was that?
What was that?
Are you saying we're warm, like we're getting closer?
I don't like that. I don't like that hallway.
If you're in the hallway there, can you shut the door to the room? Just push it shut.
I've got chills. I'm on chills right now.
Are you standing by Steve right now?
Who's behind me right now? I want to know. What's your name? Who was just behind me?
Tired.
Yeah, we are all tired. How about you? Are you tired? Are you tired of us?
Steve sits down in the chair.
What
It's like,
happened to me?
What did it say?
What happened to me? That was a full sentence.
that's weird.
We're not sure, but we'd like to try to help you figure that out. What's your first name? That'll help us out. Are you unaware that you've passed on? If you're here, my name's Steve, this is Ryan and Dave. We know that you don't know us from Adam. We get that. But we've heard a little bit about you. Are you here, yes or no?
Mirror.
The mirror to the cabin is behind Dave there.
What about the mirror?
The mirror that sits in the closet behind Dave is from the cursed cabin, one of our most intense cases.
Is your scratch marks on your back?
Up here?
Yeah.
There is.
Ryan, get over here. Do you want to see this? Born, true, correct.
Yeah, it is. That, that, like I said, that shakes you out. It shakes me up a little bit. I'll be completely honest, that shakes me up a little bit.
From the moment Steve laid eyes on this mirror 3 years ago, he felt it was a portal of some kind, which is why eventually he brought it back here to his museum and set it in this closet. It's slightly peculiar that the ghost tube would say the word mirror in this room,
Mirror.
but it could just be coincidental. Or so we thought, because the responses are about to get very strange.
That's very strange.
Yeah, that's the mirror from the cursed cabin.
It is.
You guided us to the mirror. What do you want us to see from the mirror?
Is the mirror a portal for you or other spirits? Am I blocking the mirror?
Lady.
Is that what is wrong?
Lady.
Is that a lady? Really?
Is there a lady attached to that mirror? There's a lady attached to the mirror. Can you give us another sign of your presence? You can talk through that still, just can you knock on something or move something for us so that we know for sure that you're here?
I hear you.
Good.
That's pretty cool.
If you can hear us.
Just the smallest sound.
Would it be okay if we could hear you? Since you can hear us?
Buried.
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 Where are you buried at? Or what is buried?
Are you buried underneath of something? If you're attached to the mirror or you're coming through the mirror.
Wait. Buried at
That's
the
what I was
cabin.
thinking. So I was thinking buried at the cabin.
Invisible.
Yeah,
Cold chills.
I just got them too. Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you buried at the cabin? Are you one of the spirits of the people that were killed and buried at the cabin, the cursed cabin? Are you one of the people that was killed and buried at that cabin in the mountains?
Were you murdered?
It's really strange to me, and it could just be coincidence, but it's very strange that it directed our attention towards the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that it said lady, possibly identifying that it was a female that we were talking to. And then immediately after that it said buried, which one of the things that we found out about the cabin, the cursed cabin that we investigated in the mountains of West Virginia, was that they believe part of that curse was because the original
Knife.
knife. The original builder of the cabin was a part of the KKK and actually killed people and buried them in the basement underneath of the cabin.
Am I a ghost?
Oh my god.
What?
We
To us. That was weird.
she did say invisible too.
Yeah.
We that's one way to look at it.
And I'm sorry if me telling that story is the first time you've ever... You okay? What happened?
Something just pressed this door up against the wall.
And I'm sorry if me telling that story is the first time you've ever... You okay? And I'm sorry if me telling that story is the first time you've ever... You okay? I feel like pulling.
Yeah.
Mike. That really
Close.
Close? Like close the door?
You want the door to the mirror closed?
Maybe she doesn't want to go back to the cabin.
be closing.
Is that what you wanted? You don't have to go back. You can stay here.
She asked that question, and I honestly, that was instant emotional. I haven't got that way for a while.
Yeah.
That was strange.
The way it came through, it was just like,
Am I good?
yeah, it was like she was like that was the first time she had that realization.
Because she's invisible before.
Yeah. Hearing me tell that story, it was like
Yeah.
that was where it came from like the realization came about. Like, wait, he just said that they were killed and buried at the cabin. And then she said, am I a ghost? Which was, assuming, like I said, it could be coincidence, but the order in which these words are coming through are very strange.
Pretty interesting. Spot on.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted? For Ryan to close that door? Is that why you moved it?
Under.
Under.
Under what? Buried. Because remember, buried has been mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what you're buried under so that we know for sure that we're speaking to you?
We'd like to help you however we can. Can you tell us how?
Eventually that door's gonna have to be opened back up again. Is there something we can do to help you before we open that door again? Since you said you want it closed?
You still with us?
What if they wanted the door closed so they could go back through the portal?
If you're done, we're gonna probably head out of here in a few. But if you want us to stay, could you let us know that if you want us to stay?
Let's go downstairs before this dies here.
Okay, good.
We're gonna have to be going. We appreciate anyone who spoke to us. Our goal tonight was to come here and talk to Betsy, but she didn't seem too talkative. When we went back upstairs, it seemed like someone else was talking to us.
Which is what Dave mentioned.
Yeah, you did say that at the beginning of the night. You said, before we even got started, before we even got here, I think you said that you felt like we were going to talk to someone else rather than Betsy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good call.
We wanted to thank anyone who showed themselves to us, and we'll be around. We're here quite a bit. Steve's here almost every single day. But
The best part.
yeah. We want to thank anyone that did talk to us, and we hope that we didn't bother you. Until next time. Till next time for you all. We'll catch you next week in the next video. Peace out.